Ladies and gentlemen, it is very often that the heaviest burden we carry through life isn't our problems. It's the mask we wear to please everyone else. Do you also feel the same way like I do? If so, let me introduce myself. My name is Felicia Sidney from Darma Bangsa High School. And to be honest with you, I have struggled with losing myself just to maintain a reputation and to fit in. For most people, especially us, teenagers, fitting in and being part of a certain group is truly essential. However, sometimes forcing ourselves into a certain group can make us feel like them and causes us to lose ourselves, just once again to fit in. I learned this lesson the hard way. A few years ago, I found myself in a group where I tried so hard to fit in and to be liked, just so I could feel included, for once. One day, a conversation turned towards someone who's not even there to defend themselves. Everyone joined in with harsh jokes and laughters. I knew in my heart that it was wrong. But instead of speaking up and saying, "Hey, that's not fair," anxiety choked me out. I was terrified of being the outcast. Terrified that if I stood up for someone else, the target would instantly turn on me. So, instead of speaking, I stayed quiet. I forced a weak, fake smile and let the moment pass. In that moment, I thought I was keeping the peace. But that night, the truth hit me. I hadn't kept the peace at all. I only kept feeling anxious and somehow guilty because I knew I didn't do the right thing. I had sacrificed my own values just to fit into the social standard, letting the atmosphere of that room dictate who I was. In that quiet moment, I realized I didn't own my character at all. I gave it out with no string attached to whoever has the room influence. Since I was a kid, ladies and gentlemen, I have been raised by my family to be a girl who would always stand for her values, especially sincerity and kindness. That's the girl I know within me. And what happened in that moment turned me into someone who's evil and manipulative. That's what happens when we constantly bend into every room we step into. We hand over the control of our own identity to everyone else. At that moment, I was allowing them to take over my true self just to keep the reputation of being one of them, not to be just me. Legendary coach John Wooden once said, "Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is who you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are." Ladies and gentlemen, to own your character means to stop compromising on who you are for the sake of reputation. It means realizing that your personal identity isn't something to be negotiated, edited, or even modified for the world's applause. Owning your character doesn't mean you have to be the loudest voice in the room. It means being the most authentic one. It's choosing a hard truth over a convenient lie. It's having the courage to say no when everyone expects a yes, simply because your integrity doesn't go with it. The way you act, speak, and treat others isn't a mask you put on, but the direct reflection of who you are when hidden from the eyes of other people. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to pull away from that group and be more courageous in speaking my own truth and being myself, showing that I won't let anyone take away from me. Surely, this experience allows me to learn. being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. Being brave means daring to face the fear and not letting anyone define who you are. And eventually, you'll never be alone. Because when you stick to yourself and be good, then good will also surround you with people who also stick to themselves. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you to look at the way you navigate your life. Are you standing firm in the person who you truly are? Or are you just living out a version designed to please others? Or are you just living out with a mask that keeps hiding your true self just to fit in? If so, ladies and gentlemen, let's stop wearing a mask to please others. Let's stay true to ourselves, live with integrity, speak with conviction, and be brave with who you really are. Because who you really are is the most beautiful version of yourself. Thank you.